New Tesla truck breaking the internet. Elon Musk debuted the bulletproof electric Cybertruck overnight.
Oh my God. Well, let's try that, right? Try that on, really? Okay. Yeah. Sure. Oh man, it didn't go through.
And this type of accident is rare in this quiet, upscale residential neighborhood. We still don't know the relationship of everyone in the truck, and we're still working on getting more information about the crash. We're also told a tow truck is expected to be here soon to pull that truck out.
There was a time when people looked at Elon Musk and saw the future. He wasn't just the CEO of Tesla, he was the man building rockets, cars, and robots that were supposed to change everything. One of his boldest creations? The Cybertruck, a heavy stainless steel beast that looked like it came straight from a sci-fi movie. It wasn't just a vehicle, it was a statement. Sharp edges, bulletproof body, and a look that turned heads. People believed it was unstoppable. But now, something strange and kind of scary is happening. Some people are no longer praising Musk, in fact they're angry. And instead of just blaming him, they're taking out their frustration on Tesla and even the people who drive Teslas. Imagine buying a car you were proud of, and now people glare at you because of it. That's happening to some Tesla owners right now, and things have gotten even worse for the Cybertruck. The very vehicle that was supposed to lead us into the future is being taken off the streets. Not just a few of them, nearly every single Cybertruck is being quietly removed from roads across the U.S. Why? Because parts of it are literally falling off while driving. The very panels that were said to be indestructible are now dropping off at high speeds. These panels were attached with glue, and they're coming loose. At 75 miles per hour, that's dangerous. In some countries, it's gotten so bad that the police are stepping in. They're not just giving out tickets, they're impounding the trucks. Some governments are even banning them at borders. Insurance companies are refusing to cover them. There are whispers that the Cybertruck might be put on a blacklist. And here's the part most people don't talk about. This isn't just about a car or a company. It's about something much bigger. It's about what happens when people stop seeing a brand as a product and start treating it like a belief. When you trust something so much, you don't question it. But when that trust breaks at 75 miles per hour, the truth hits hard. On March 20, 2025, a quiet Thursday turned into a storm. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration made a shocking announcement. Every Cybertruck made between November 2023 and February 2025, a total of 46,916 vehicles must be returned. Not because of a small problem, but a serious one.
Cindy Martin, one of many who stopped by Hampton Road near King Avenue in Piedmont, the site of a fatal crash early Wednesday morning.
They all have wonderful families.
A strip of stainless steel called the canrail trim that runs along the top of the truck is flying off while driving. It's the part that helps shape the Cybertruck's unique look. But now it's turning into a dangerous flying object. Why? Because it was held on with glue. Yes, glue, not screws, not bolts, not some special locking system, just glue. And now that glue is failing. This story isn't just about Tesla. It's about hype, belief, and what happens when companies stop testing reality and start selling dreams. We all want the future to arrive, but sometimes the future needs to be built a little more carefully, because when metal peels off at highway speeds, it's not just a design problem, it's a warning. A warning that even the strongest looking ideas can fall apart when they're not held together the right way. So if you care about cars, tech, or just how power and money work in today's world, this is a story worth paying attention to. So imagine this for a moment. You're driving down the highway, maybe listening to your favorite song, when suddenly you hear a loud pop. Not from your tires, not from the engine, but from your roof. A heavy strip of metal just flew off your car and landed somewhere behind you. It isn't a scene from a movie, it's something that's been happening to Tesla's newest pride and joy, the Cybertruck. Now, here's the crazy part. That metal, it's no ordinary sheet. It's made from the same super strong, cold-rolled stainless steel that Elon Musk proudly claims is used in SpaceX's Starship. Yep, the same rocket designed to survive re-entry from space, where it faces fire, speed, and temperatures over 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Think about that for a second. A material made to survive the edge of Earth's atmosphere, tearing back into our skies at unimaginable speed, was attached to a truck using glue, not metal bolts, not advanced locking tech, just regular adhesive. And that glue? It's giving up at just 75 miles per hour on a freeway like the I-400 and 5L. Let that sink in. Result? Tesla is now stuck with a problem that's not only embarrassing, it's dangerous. The metal pieces that make the truck look so cool and futuristic are flying off on highways. They weren't built to detach, but here we are. Now, Tesla has tried to calm people down. Their response? We'll replace the panels. Sounds simple, right? But this isn't about just swapping parts. Experts say this fix could cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Some even believe it could go over $1 billion, 0 cents when everything is counted. And that's a huge problem for a company that's already struggling. You see, Tesla's stock is down by 42% just this year. That's not a small drop.
Chief Bauer says a person who was driving nearby saw the crash and helped pull that victim out of the truck. One woman says she is close with the family of the survivor. She says he underwent surgery and suffered burns.
That's a big, heavy fall. Investors are nervous, customers are confused, and competitors, they're watching very closely. This isn't just one small mistake. This is recall number 8 for the Cybertruck. Yes, 8. Last time it was the accelerator pedal sticking to the floor. That's the part you press to speed up. Imagine pressing it and your truck zooms to 60 mph in just 2.6 seconds, but then it won't stop. That's not just scary, that's life-threatening. Had that, the problem was windshield wipers. They had a mind of their own, turning on and off whenever they wanted, not very helpful in heavy rain. And now the very thing that makes the Cybertruck look strong, the metal body, is falling apart. The exoskeleton, the outer shell that was supposed to be a breakthrough in design, is becoming its biggest flaw, and described its profitability. This isn't just about bad news. It's deeper than that. This is what experts call brand erosion, when people stop believing in the company they once trusted. Tesla wasn't just selling trucks. They were selling hope, a future filled with clean energy, high-tech machines, and bold ideas. And yet the one thing that was supposed to be unbreakable is breaking. The metal used? A 3x hardened stainless steel, 3 millimeters thick, filled with special materials like nickel and chromium to fight rust. It truly is an amazing material. Elon Musk once said building with it was like trying to bend the future. But nobody stopped to ask, once you bend it, how do you keep it together? The answer was glue. And when you're dealing with a vehicle that weighs 7,000 pounds, flying down a road at high speed, glue just isn't enough. That's not smart design. That's a risky bet, and now it's going terribly wrong. Tesla has admitted that they've received 151 warranty claims related to the issue. That means 151 people already said, hey, this part of my truck just came off. They also say no one has been hurt, and that's great news for now. Tesla believes only 1% of Cybertrucks are affected, but here's the twist. They're recalling 100% of them anyway. Almost 47 vehicles built between November 2023 and February 2025 are being called back. Now think about that. If only 1 out of every 100 trucks is broken, why are they pulling them all? Because deep down Tesla knows it's a serious risk. If even one panel flies off and causes an accident, it could lead to injuries, lawsuits, or worse. The truth is, they're not just being careful.
First of all, I wanted the Cybertruck because it looks unique.
Cindy Chia loves everything about her Tesla Cybertruck she bought last summer.
It drives like a sports car, it's so agile, and it's so fast.
They're being scared of what might happen. This isn't just about a cool-looking vehicle losing parts. This is a wake-up call. It shows what happens when hype replaces hard work. When a company gets so caught up in its own legend, it forgets the basics, like making sure your car doesn't fall apart while moving. Tesla once gave people a vision of the future. Now it's giving them recalls and repair bills. So, next time someone tells you about a big, bold, unstoppable machine, don't just look at the outside. Ask what's holding it together on the inside, because the strongest-looking dream is only as powerful as the glue that keeps it from falling apart. It was supposed to be the future. The Cybertruck wasn't just a vehicle, it was a symbol. A steel beast that looked like it rolled straight out of a video game. People expected it to conquer roads around the world. Elon Musk believed this machine would change how the world moved. But now, that dream, it's crashing, and it's crashing hard. Let's take a trip across the ocean. Over in Greater Manchester, United Kingdom, something happened in January 2025 that should have been a warning sign for Tesla. Police officers seized a Cybertruck, Why? It didn't have a certificate of conformity, basically a safety pass that says a vehicle is fit for the road. In simple words, the truck didn't meet basic safety rules in the UK. That's a big deal. See, the Cybertruck is over 2.2 meters wide and weighs nearly 7,000 pounds. That's not your everyday car. In the UK, if you want to drive something that big, you need a C1 commercial license, the same one required to operate small trucks. Regular drivers with a standard license can't legally drive it. And the problems don't stop there. Those sharp angled edges, the ones that make the Cybertruck look like it belongs on Mars, in the UK, they're considered dangerous. British law says that car exteriors must have rounded edges of at least 3.2 millimeters. It's a rule made to protect pedestrians. Tesla might call those sharp lines futuristic, but UK officials call them a death trap. If a person gets hit by a Cybertruck, they're not just getting hurt, they're getting cut. The bright full-width light bar on the front of the truck also failed to pass safety checks. It's too bright and sits too low, which means it can blind other drivers instead of lighting up the road safely.
A lawsuit has been filed over the deadly Cybertruck crash in Piedmont last November that killed 3 teenagers.
A toxicology report released earlier this year showed the driver, who was identified as Soren Dixon, had been drinking.
Things got even worse when one Cybertruck was parked in a Tesla service center in Manchester. While it was waiting for repairs, vandals spray-painted curse words all over it. That image, once sleek and powerful, now looked like a beaten-up machine from a bad dream. GUBOB over to Ireland, and you'll find that the roads aren't very friendly either. Most streets in Irish towns are narrow and winding. People there already find it tricky to drive regular-sized cars. Now imagine trying to push a massive 4-ton truck through these small roads. Let's not forget, Europe has rules too. In most countries, if a vehicle is over 3.5 tons, you need a special license to drive it. The Cybertruck easily crosses that limit, especially if you pack it with gear or even just a full Irish breakfast in the back. Suddenly, driving this futuristic tank becomes illegal unless you're specially trained and licensed for heavy vehicles. Now let's fly down to Australia. This country might be the toughest place of all for the Cybertruck to survive. Fiesel off, Australia drives on the left side of the road, while Tesla's Cybertruck was designed for right-hand drive. That already makes it a no-go, but there's more. Australia is full of open land, animals, and tricky terrain. One of the most common accidents? Hitting kangaroos. It happens a lot, especially in the outback. If a Cybertruck hits one of these animals with its rigid steel body, it doesn't just damage the truck, it can turn the animal into a deadly flying object, putting other drivers in danger. Charging? Good luck with that. Charging stations in the outback are few and far between. If your Cybertruck runs out of power there, it turns into a $100,000 0-cents metal tent in the middle of nowhere. Over in China, things didn't get loud, but they were very clear. China has strict safety rules for pedestrians and tight restrictions on pickup trucks. Tesla tried to introduce the Cybertruck in 2024, but before the process even got far, they withdrew their own application. What does that mean? It's corporate language for "we knew it would get rejected, so we backed out quietly." There's a clear pattern here. What America celebrates as bold and new, the rest of the world sees as risky and careless. The Cybertruck was built to look like the future, but in many countries it can't even pass basic driving laws. From edge safety rules in the UK to weight limits in Europe, from road design in Ireland to animal dangers in Australia, the Cybertruck just doesn't fit in.
CEO Elon Musk unveiling what he says is the company's first fully self-driving robo-taxi. The 2-door cab with no steering wheel and no pedals is powered by AI and will cost around $30,000.
Tesla's team might have expected applause. Instead, they're facing confusion, rejections, and parked trucks with graffiti. This is more than just a design fail. It's a lesson in how different the world is. A car made for wide American roads doesn't always work on the tight curves of European streets, or in the remote, rugged places of Australia. Sometimes, being different isn't enough. Sometimes, being bold is just being blind to the reality others live in. So what started as a global takeover plan is now a slow retreat, one roadblock at a time. The Cybertruck was supposed to be the future. It was bold, shiny, and like nothing anyone had seen before, but today it's facing something much bigger than just technical problems. It's running straight into global rejection. In the United States, Cybertruck owners are finding their expensive investments in trouble. Some of them are coming out to find their trucks vandalized, marked with swastikas and hateful words. What's fueling this anger? Many believe it's because of Elon Musk's new role in Trump's government and his involvement in the chaos that has followed. Some have even alleged that Musk gave a Nazi salute during a high-profile event, although his team has strongly denied the accusations. Still, the damage was done. What was once seen as a symbol of success and cutting-edge technology has quickly turned into something divisive. The Cybertruck is now linked to political fights and debates, with Musk's public image stirring up firestorms of controversy. In New York, vandals are being arrested for defacing the truck, while in Europe, things are even worse. Sales of Tesla vehicles have taken a massive hit. In Germany, Tesla sales dropped by 59% in just January 2025. Over in the UK, it was 12%. Protesters are gathering outside Tesla showrooms, not just angry at the truck, but at what it represents, a symbol of the political and cultural wars dividing countries across the world. Celebrated as an innovative machine, the Cybertruck's sharp design and bulletproof features are now being seen by many as signs of excess aggression. Some even see it as a tank on wheels, a symbol of American ego rather than progress. Surveys show people are split. For some, the Cybertruck is still a bold step forward. For others, it's just a tech billionaire's dream gone wrong. And the owners? They're stuck in the middle. One driver in Texas shared how he was flipped off on the highway and found angry notes on his windshield that read, "Go back to Mars with Elon." The reactions are not just physical but emotional too. In the UK, regulators have called the Cybertruck a giant can opener, and online it's become toxic. The discussions on X, formerly Twitter, have gotten so heated that some owners are now creating fake accounts just to defend their trucks and avoid being attacked. This is bigger than just a bad PR move. It's a war of ideas played out through a vehicle, and the financial damage is crushing. Since January, Tesla's stock has dropped by 42%. That's wiped out more than $300 billion, 0 cents, in value.
Elon Musk has had his Tesla pay blocked by a judge. According to a decision in a Delaware court, the Tesla chief executive's record-breaking $56 billion.
Some analysts say the Cybertruck recall alone could cost hundreds of millions, but it's the damage to Tesla's brand that might be harder to fix. Cox Automotive estimates that 39 Cybertrucks could be affected, leading to even more costly repairs and losses in sales. Tesla has found itself stuck between a rock and a hard place. Its truck now caught in the middle of a cultural and political battle that no one could have predicted. The question is, will the Cybertruck ever live up to the hype, or will it become the symbol of failure for the electric car revolution? In 2024, Tesla sold thousands of Cybertrucks, but now they're facing a huge problem, with nearly 47,000 of them recalled. The recall is bigger than the trucks Tesla actually delivered. It's like pulling back more vehicles than they sold. And that's a logistical nightmare. What makes it worse is that Tesla was hoping to spread out the development costs across global markets, but now many of those markets are closed off to them. They'll have to make up the $1 billion 0 cents they spent on the Cybertruck almost entirely from the American market. And let's not forget about Elon Musk, Tesla's leader. He's distracted by his many other roles. He's managing SpaceX, formerly Twitter, Neuralink, and now he's involved with the Trump administration. The guy who used to live at the factory to fix production problems is now dividing his time between so many projects. Meanwhile, competitors like Ford and Rivian are moving forward without the issues Tesla is facing with regulation and image problems. The situation is even worse because the price of battery minerals has shot up, and there are still supply chain problems affecting all electric vehicles. Tesla's cash reserves are being stretched thin, and it's clear that Wall Street is divided. Some investors still believe Tesla will get through this, while others worry that this could be the beginning of the end for their dominance. So, is the Cybertruck doomed? Or is it simply a case of being ahead of its time? The Cybertruck's exoskeleton was supposed to be the key to its strength and longevity. On paper, it promised to offer better protection and a longer lifespan than any regular vehicle. But here's where things get tricky. While the steel frame was built to be incredibly strong, it also made the manufacturing process a lot harder. Elon Musk himself admitted that you can't stamp this kind of material easily. The sharp, angular design of the Cybertruck isn't just for looks, it's the only way to shape this tough steel. The problem is with joining those steel panels. Welding the thick stainless steel is tricky, so Tesla relied on adhesives to hold everything together. But adhesives are supposed to do more than just stick. They have to survive years of heat, cold, vibration, and speed. While aerospace engineers use both adhesives and mechanical fasteners in their designs, Tesla, for reasons that still aren't clear, didn't fully use both methods. The result? The glue is literally coming undone, and that's a huge problem. Could Tesla redesign the Cybertruck to meet global standards? Technically, yes, it's possible.
Traffic Safety Administration says more than 46,000 Cybertrucks are included in that recall. The issue is linked to a cosmetic panel that could detach and then cause a road hazard. It is the 8th recall for the Cybertruck since it was first released in 2023.
They could soften the edges, reduce the weight, move the light bar, or even switch to a right-hand drive for international markets. But doing so would cost over $1 billion, 0 cents, for a complete global redesign. And more importantly, it would change the Cybertruck into something it was never meant to be. A Cybertruck with rounded edges, reduced weight, and conventional lighting would just be another electric truck in a crowded market. It wouldn't be the Cybertruck anymore. This reveals the real conflict behind the Cybertruck. It's the clash between unlimited innovation and the strict regulations that have been built over decades of automotive safety evolution. And it's a tough choice for Tesla. Move forward with their bold vision or bend to the rules that have been in place for a long time. So where does this leave us? Over 46,000 Cybertrucks have been recalled, nations around the world are shutting their doors on it, owners are dodging vandalism, and Tesla is bleeding market value. The Cybertruck has become more than just a vehicle. It's a statement. It represents American exceptionalism and technological ambition. It's bulletproof, angular, unapologetic, and now, sadly, fragile? Is it a misunderstood marvel, crushed by bureaucrats who are too scared to embrace the future? Or is it simply a reckless vanity project that puts shock value over safety? Is it a victim of global anti-Americanism? Or proof that regulations exist for good reasons? Tesla stands at a major crossroads. They could double down and focus only on the American market, making minimal changes just to meet recall requirement. They could take the $1 billion 0 cents redesign route to make a globally compliant version of the Cybertruck, sacrificing its unique identity, or they could slowly start to move away from the project altogether. The future of the Cybertruck is still uncertain, but one thing is clear. This is just the beginning of a much bigger journey for Tesla. Some people might write off the Cybertruck as just a bold experiment that didn't quite work out. But one thing is clear, it sparked a bigger conversation about the future of transportation. This isn't just about trucks. The Cybertruck challenges the way we think about vehicles. It makes us question what cars should look like, how they should work, and who should be the one to set the rules. For those who have been watching closely, they know this wasn't really about a truck at all. It's about the growing tension between new ideas and the systems that try to control them. It's about the belief that America can do anything, clashing with the tough reality of global standards. It's about having big dreams, but sometimes moving too fast, and the things that get left behind when you do. The next time you drive down the freeway and pass a semi-truck, or the next time you see raw steel on a construction site, you'll remember this moment. Not because you planned to, but because it's now a part of you. The Cybertruck was sold as the future, but what's happening now is showing us that the future doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It takes time, it's built, tested, and sometimes it falls apart. This story isn't over yet, it's only starting a new chapter. For those who can look beyond the headlines, this moment is a turning point. It will affect everything: design, rules, manufacturing, and even the global economy. And those little patterns, the ones most people overlook, that's where the real value is. It's not just about knowing what happened, but understanding why it matters and what comes next. So, if you're still with me, you're not just watching this story unfold, you're already part of it.